Well, a bit of a knife review. This is the Ganzo. Kind of one of my first Ganzos I've actually used. This is the G717-B. The stroke kind of B, I think it's for like black, and there is different colours. I take it that last number would change with whatever colour G10 slabs you whack on this little baby. All in all, really impressed. I've got to say, under a $20 knife from Gearbest. They got a whole range of knives on there, pretty cool. I'll leave the links in the description box below for this model and Gearbest, because they got a hell of a selection of pretty cool knives, and they're all like under 20 bucks or under 10 bucks, some of them. Some really good stuff. Really impressed with the quality of the knife. It's pretty faultless in that sense. We'll have a look at it. You've got G10 slabs textured on there. Yeah, G10, it's really good. The weight of the knife itself, super smooth opening. It's non-assisted, axis lock on there. The lockup is really good. I can't fault the lockup. I did some kind of trials and tests on it and tried to get that lock to budge, but you can see that the pin's going right over, so the access lock on that is locking up absolutely solid. Blade plate, there's no up and down, but there is some slight left and right, nothing major. Probably could adjust that out. Central in, yeah, it's not bad. It's very slightly off. Nothing that worries me anyway. Slightly off on the central in. Doesn't matter. I've had kind of high-end knives. How much was that one? 10 times the price of this. Actually had a worse central in than that. I got rid of it. So there's the access lock. Super smooth opening. It was a little bit stiff when I first got it, and a couple of flick opens and a little bit of playing with the access lock. No problems at all. Super smooth. I didn't get any hot spots using the knife. I did hear a few people had trouble with it. I found it really comfortable. The steel liners inside this knife have not been hollowed at all, so you've got slabs of steel right through. You could, I suppose, if you wanted to customise the blade to lighten up the weight. The weight of this currently, let me just get the box. You get this cool kind of box with it with all the specs on it. The weight, 152 grams is the net weight. So it's certainly not the lightest of knives for EDC. Kind of hard use, whatever you wanted it for, really. 440C stone washed finished. It's a 440 on that blade. The knife is made in China. I think all Ganzo stuff's made in China. The blade did come really sharp, really happy with the sharpness of the blade, and the stone wash finished on the blade was absolutely faultless. and I actually surprised myself that it wasn't going to be picture perfect, but it really was. The pocket clip, ambidextrous, left and right. You can kind of change it around, which is really good being left-handed. This knife will suit the left-handed guys. I'd like to think a lot of the Ganzo stuff were ambidextrous hands, left and right-handed. It's really nice to be able to change the pocket clip around and wear it in the left pocket. Blade length, the cutting edge on this is about 3 inches, just over 3 inches, or 8.3 centimeters. Closed length 12.5. Closed on this thing. It's quite hefty, it's quite big. What's that? Kind of over 4.5 inches. So it's a big folder really. Axis lock. Yeah, all in all, pretty good. The one thing that I really kind of didn't go much on at all, which I thought was a complete waste of time, was that little bit of jimping. Can you see the jimping? You can see this is kind of the next gen. They had a Gen 1. Ganzo had a Gen 1 out, and that had some issues where the lock was breaking. Some people were finding it hard to deploy. So it kind of, this is the Gen 2 series that they did, and it's still labelled the same, but they'd actually put better thumb studs on there, which is, I've got no nails or anything. I've got weird, quite large fingers, and I can just quite easily open this knife, no problems. They'd reinforced the pin at the back, which was where they were getting the failure. So Ganzo seems to be able to kind of just change and chop and kind of fix faults as they're going along with the blade without making big deals about it, which is always nice. At least they kind of identified that they had a few problems with the first run of these knives and come out with the next gen. Yeah, all in all, really impressed with it. It does come with that lanyard loop. I kind of wouldn't want to put a lanyard on this knife. It kind of looks sexy. It is sexy. For under kind of 20 bucks, it's sexy. So, yeah, there it is. That's the Ganzo G717-B. So if you're looking for a cheap date, there she is. She's sexy. I'll see you all on the next one. Got a few more knife reviews coming out. I'll leave the links in the description box below. Gearbest.com, I'll leave all the links for them, and I'll leave the links to kind of their knives and all that. So you can spend all night on there if you wanted to. If you kind of like looking at knife porn, it's all on there. And that'll be it. I'll speak to you all on the next one.